miss you and the Filipino people will miss you. Maraming salamat po, Mr. President.
Only Muslim woman senator to date. She broke barriers and made positive strides towards upholding women's representation in Philippine governance, an undeniable proof that democracy thrives. Through her advocacy and tireless effort of shaping better lives for women, children, and different minority groups, she has inspired current and future leaders of this nation. One of Senator Rasul's legacies is the Magbasa Kita Foundation Incorporated, MKFI, which ensured the literacy of Filipino children, equipping them with the tools and increasing their potential for a brighter future. The MKFI has also aided in the preservation of human rights and the advancement of humanitarian work nationwide. We are grateful for Senator Rasul's unyielding commitment to create safe spaces and uphold peace in communities affected by conflict. Mr. President, during her 2 terms as a senator from 1987 to 1995, she authored important legislation such as RA 7192 or the Women in Development and Nation Building Act, which eventually resulted in the allocation of Gender and Development or GOD budget in government offices and empowering women to join the Philippine Military Academy. Senator Rasul believed in capacitating our citizenry. We share and believe in her vision of strengthening the Filipino workforce to foster personal growth and achieve socio-economic development. Senator Rasul's life was a testament to the incredible power of excellent public service in making a difference in the lives of our people. May her legacy guide us, legislators and public servants, to always act in pursuit of our duties and our sworn oath to the people. We hope we bear the same passion and grit she has had for public service. Maraming salamat, Ginoong Pangulo. Long live your legacy. And may you rest in peace, Senator Santanina Tila Rasul.
Noted. Entered into the records. Majority Leader.
Mr. President, next to deliver a co-sponsorship speech is the Honorable Minority Leader, Senator Aquilino Coco Pimentel.
The Minority Leader is recognized to deliver his co-sponsorship remarks. You may proceed, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President. To my esteemed colleagues in the Senate, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to extend our sincerest condolences to the families, to the Tila and the Rasul families here with us. Allow me to mention the ones closest to me. Amina, Salma, even Iba is here, and then Brother Al, of course, is also here, and the rest of the family and the clan, Mr. President. As we gather today in this hall, let us take this opportunity to honor and celebrate the life of a woman whose legacy echoes through the pages of Philippine history. Senator Santanina Rasul, the first Muslim woman who dedicated her life to serving the people as a senator from 1987 to 1995. Her leadership was marked by a steadfast commitment to justice, equality, and inclusivity. She was instrumental in championing the welfare of not only Mindanao communities but also of voiceless Filipinos. As a women's rights advocate, she authored Republic Act No. 7192, otherwise known as the Women in Development and Nation Building Act. It upholds gender equality and women empowerment. She challenged conventional societal expectations and shattered the stereotypes that had confined women to limited roles, thus empowering women to reach their full potential in community building and to participate in national development initiatives. We just heard PMA female graduates paying tribute to Senator Santanina Rasul. They owe to her their military careers as well as their PMA experience, Mr. President. Senator Rasul put premium in education reform and inclusivity through the institution of the Magbasa Kita Foundation Incorporated. The vision of a literate society was realized. She tirelessly worked to eradicate illiteracy, especially among marginalized Muslim Mindanao communities. Over time, this foundation has helped enhance the literacy rate in Mindanao, reaffirming her perseverance in transforming education into a driver of progress and peace. By championing education and growth for all, Senator Rasul became a living testament that long-standing conflicts in Mindanao could be resolved, fostering a lasting peace. More than being a pillar of the Senate, I will forever cherish and remember her as one of the closest allies of my father, Tatay Nene Pimentel, and our very close family friend. Tatay Nene and Tita Nina both envisioned a peaceful Mindanao and pursued countless efforts to represent the marginalized. Today, as we bid farewell to Senator Rasul, let us cherish the noble life she had, a life full of purpose, selflessness, and inspiration. We mourn the loss of a true public servant, but we will forever celebrate with gratitude the gift of her legacy. So our dear Senator Santa Nina Rasul, Tita Nina, rest in eternal peace. Your light will continue to shine, guiding each of us toward a principled cause for the Filipino nation. You will always be remembered, Senator Rasul. Thank you very much.
Noted and entered into the records. Majority Floor Leader.
President, Senator, the Deputy Minority Leader, Senator Rizzo Ontiveros, would likewise deliver a co-sponsorship speech.
Senator Risa is recognized to deliver her co-sponsorship remarks. You may proceed, ma'am.
Salamat Abi, Mr. President. Mr. President, esteemed colleagues, friends, and family of the late Senator Santa Nina Rasul, especially my dear friend Amina. Today we gather with heavy hearts to celebrate the life and honor the legacy of a woman who was not only a pioneer in our nation's history, but also a guiding light for generations of Filipinos, Senator Santa Nina Tila Rasul. As the first Muslim woman senator of the Philippines, Senator Rasul broke barriers that many thought insurmountable. Her election to the Senate was not only a personal triumph, but a victory for inclusivity, diversity, and progress. She represented Mindanao and the Bangsamoro people with unwavering dedication, and she carried their voices and dreams to the halls of power. Her work was rooted in a deep love for her people and a relentless drive to build bridges where there were walls. Senator Rasul championed education reform, women's rights, and the empowerment of marginalized communities. Her commitment to literacy was particularly profound, as she believed that education was the cornerstone of peace and prosperity. Through initiatives like the Magbasa Kita Foundation, she worked tirelessly to eradicate illiteracy and uplift the lives of countless Filipinos. Senator Rasul's leadership was marked by her pursuit of peace in Mindanao. In an era fraught with conflict and misunderstanding, she remained steadfast in her belief that dialogue, understanding, and mutual respect were the keys to a united nation. Her voice was a beacon of hope, reminding us that our diversity is a source of strength, not division. As a champion of women's rights, Senator Rasul inspired a generation of women leaders to rise and make their mark. I count myself as one of those women whose path was paved by political leaders like Senator Rasul. Her courage to challenge norms and redefine roles was a gift to all Filipinas. She proved that leadership is not confined by gender, religion, or geography. It is defined by vision, integrity, and service. Her legacy lives on in the countless women who have found their voices and strength because of her example. It lives on in the communities she touched, the lives she transformed, and the nation she served. Senator Santanina Rasul, you have run your race with distinction, and you have left an indelible mark on the history of our nation. As you take your rest, may we, the people you loved and served, honor your memory by carrying forward the torch you have passed on to us. May Allah grant you eternal peace and reward you for a life of service and significance. You will forever be remembered as a trailblazer, a stateswoman, a hero for the ages. Inshallah, your legacy will live and persist. Mahigpit na yakap kay Amina, mahigpit na yakap sa inyong buong pamilya. Shukran. Salamat tabi, Mr. President.
Tanong mo sigaw kang babayad siya. Francis, tanong mo sigaw kang babayad siya. Majority Floor Leader, thank you, Senator Risa.
President, next to deliver a co-sponsorship speech is Senator Robin Hood Padilla.
Senator Padilla is recognized. You may proceed, sir.
Maraming salamat po, Ginoong Pangulo, at sa ating pinunong mayorya. Una po sa lahat ay isang pagpupugay po sa aking pong kaibigan, Ma'am Amina, at sa akin pong teacher, Sir Altila, at sa lahat po ng pamilya. Mga mahal kong kasama, isa pong ipagpapasalamat sa pagkakataong ito upang mailahad ko po ang aking pakikiisa sa naging buhay at legasiya ng ating kapatid, dating Senadora Santanina Tila Rasul. Ako po ay tumitindig ngayong hapon bilang isang Muslim, mambabatas, lingkod bayan at bilang Pilipino. Ginoong Pangulo, para po sa aming mga Muslim, kung saan ang nakararami sa ating mga kapatid ay nakabase sa Mindanao, nabatid naman nating malayo sa Kalakhang, Manila, o kung tawagin ay Imperial Manila. Ang pagkakaroon po ng representasyon sa ating pamahalaan, lalo't higit sa importanteng sangay tulad ng Senado, ay isang napakalaking bagay. Tunay po, ang pagkakaroon ng tinig sa gitna ng mga naglalakihang boses ay itinuturing naming isang tagumpay. Ginoong Pangulo, ito po ang katuparang ibinigay sa ating mga kapatid ng nag-iisang Senadora Santanina Tila Rasul. Isang tausog. Dala po ang katapangan ng Sultanate of Sulu mula sa pagiging pampublikong guro sa maliit na bayan ng Siasi at Sulu noong 1950s, hanggang sa pagiging konsyal ng kanyang baryo at kalaunan ay board member ng probinsya. Walang takot niyang tinanggap ang hamon ng nasyonal na pamamahala bilang commissioner ng National Commission on the Role of Women, miyembro ng Ministry of Education, Culture and Sports, at bilang isang mambabatas ng malaking kapulungan. Malalim po ang pinagsamahan namin ng mahal na senadora. Taong 1992, hindi pa po ako Muslim, kasama na po ako na nangampanya ni Ma'am Santanina Rasul sa pagkasenadora. Kasama niya po akong umikot sa ating kapuluan upang ipaabot ang pangako ng pagbabago sa lipunang ating ginagalawan. Masasabi ko pong talagang personal ang aking naging pagsusulong upang magkaroon ng representasyon sa pamahalaan sa Senado mismo ang mga kapatid nating mga Muslim. Hindi po alintana na ang anumang tradisyon o konbensyon sa kasarian, hindi alintana ang mga kakaharaping mga higante sa Kamaynilaan. Kailanman ay hindi natinag ang kanyang pananaw at pagnanais na isulong ang kanyang advokasya para sa kapayapaan, karapatan ng mga kababaihan at kapakanan ng mga Muslim at mga kultural na pamayanan. Bilang kauna-unahang babaeng Muslim na senador, hindi po matatawaran ang kanyang kontribusyon. Si Ma'am Santanina Rasul ay may sariling aklat ng ating kasaysayan. Ang dedikasyon ni Senadora Rasul ay isa sa mga nagbukas ng pintuan para sa kababaihan upang mabigyan ng buo at pantay na oportunidad sa mga mahahalagang posisyon sa mga ahensya ng ating pamahalaan. Isa rin siya sa mga naging dahilan kung paano nabigyan ng pagkakataon ang mga kababaihan upang maging bahagi ng mga pagsasanay sa kasundaluhan. Kung wala po siya, hindi po tayo magkakaroon ng first woman armor officer sa Basilan. Ito po yung nagdadrive ng tangke, commander. Nung kasagsagaan po ng panggugulo ng Abu Sayyaf Group sa Mindanao noong 2002. Siya rin po ang nagdala ng pagsasabatas ng Republic Act number 6949 na nagdideklara ng ika-8 ng Marso bilang pambansang araw ng kababaihan o National Women's Day. Ang mga kwento ng mga pamana ni Senadora Santanina Rasul sa lipunang ating ginagalawan ay sumasalamin sa katotohanang ang pamumuno ay hindi tungkol sa kapangyarihan, bagkus sa iyong buong pusong paglilingkod. Siya ay nagsilbing tanglaw ng pag-asa para sa marami nating mga kababayan sa pagtatatag niya ng Magbasa Kita Foundation Incorporated na nangangahulugang tayo po ay magbasa. Ito po ay isang organisasyong nagsusulong ng pangkalahatang karunungan sa pagbasa at pagsulat. Sapagkat ani nga po ng founder na si Dr. Rasul, ang dunong mula sa edukasyon ay siyang susi upang ang bawat individual ay magkaroon ng makabuluhang partisipasyon sa lipunan. Sa kanyang sipag, dedikasyon at tapat na paglilingkod, hindi po nakapagtataka na noong 1990 ay naitalaga siya na United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization bilang honorary ambassador. Sa palagay ko po ay hindi na magiging sapat ang magagandang salitang ating bibitawan ngayong araw na ito kumpara sa level na kontribusyon na iniwanan sa atin ng kapatid na Senadora Santanina Rasul. Syukran, Senadora Santanina Rasul, sapagkat kayo po ang nagbigay daan sa aming mga Muslim sa ngayon upang tumindig, magkaroon ng tapang, magkaroon ng karunungan, mga hindi natitinag sa mga makapangyarihan at makapagsulong ng pagbabago. Tunay pong napakalaki ng sapatos na inyo pong iniwan. Pero ang inyo pong mga pamana ay magiging giya namin upang isulong pa ang mga bagay na makakabubuti sa mga kababaihan, sa mga Pilipino at sa mga Muslim. Muli po, kami pong lahat ay nakikiramay. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Maraming salamat po.
Noted and entered into the records. Majority Leader.
President, Senator Jinggoy Estrada is seeking the floor for his co-sponsorship speech.
Our Senate President Pro Tem, Senator Jinggoy Estrada is recognized to deliver his co-sponsorship remarks. You may
Thank you.
proceed, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President. It is with profound sadness that I join this august chamber in celebrating the life of a distinguished public servant and legacy of an extraordinary woman, Senator Santanina Tila Rasul. Itinuturing ko pong pangalawang magulang si Senator Nina dahil siya po ay tumayong ninang sa aming kasal ng aking may bahay na si Presi noong 1989. Mapalad ang aking ama, si dating Pangulong Joseph Estrada, dahil nakasama niya nung ika-8 Kongreso ang kauna-unahang babaeng Muslim na nahalal bilang senador. I can only imagine the level of discourse and debates that she engaged in during those times, given her unique background and viewpoints that certainly enriched the plenary deliberations. Being an honor student all her life during her elementary up to college days, and is armed with vast experience in public service as a public school teacher who eventually engaged in executive and legislative work from the local government up to the office of the president. A visionary leader and trailblazer. Senator Nina was undeniably ahead of her time. She broke barriers in a traditionally male-dominated political landscape, paving the way for greater representation of women in governance. You catch more flies with honey than with vinegar. That was her favorite catchphrase, according to her daughter Amina. And that's how she got things done in the Senate in the 8th and 9th Congresses. Pinairal niya ang pagiging nanay, kapatid, at pakikitungo sa kanyang mga kasamahan para makangalap ng suporta sa kanyang mga isinusulong ng mga panukalang batas. Tinaguran siyang puso ng Senado dahil sa kanyang malasakit at hindi matatawarang dedikasyon sa kapakanan ng mga nasa marginalized sector, lalong-lalo na sa mga kababaihan, kabataan at mga komunidad sa Bangsamoro region. Inclusivity, upliftment of the status of women, and promotion of quality education marked her legislative accomplishments which benefited generations of Filipinos. Her commitment to the cause of literacy and accessible education for all as an anchor for sustainable national development continued outside the halls of the Senate through the Magbasa Kita Foundation. And as I joined the nation in mourning the loss of an accomplished stateswoman, patriot, and Filipina, this representation takes comfort in the fact that her legacy of selfless public service and a better Philippines lives on through the millions of Filipinos whose lives were positively transformed. My sincere condolences to the entire family, her wonderful grandchildren and siblings. Paalam, Ninang Nina. Baunin po ninyo ang aming pagpupugay at pasasalamat sa inyong tapat na serbisyo sa ating bansa. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Senator Estrada. Noted and entered into the records. Majority Floor Leader.
Mr. President, Senator Poe would like to have her co-sponsorship speech inserted in the records, as well as Senator Rafi Tulfo, Senator Lauren Legarda as well, Senator Nancy Binay, Senator Revilla would like to have his co-sponsorship speech inserted in the records. Senator Pia Cayetano is seeking the floor. Senator J.B. Ejercito would like to have his co-sponsorship speech inserted in the records, Mr. President. As well as Senator Sherwin Gatchalian. Senator Pia Cayetano is seeking the floor, Mr. President. I move that.
Prior to recognizing Senator Cayetano, the manifestation of the Majority Leader is duly noted. The respective speeches of the aforementioned senators are hereby entered into the records and deemed made part thereof. Senator Pia Cayetano is recognized to deliver her co-sponsorship remarks. You may proceed, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I rise to co-sponsor Senate Resolution Number 1244, expressing profound sympathy and sincere condolences on the death of former Senator Santa Nina Tila Rasul. Today, we take a moment to honor the life of a truly remarkable individual, former Senator Santa Nina Rasul. Amid our sorrow over her passing, we find solace in celebrating the profound and lasting contributions she made to our nation. Senator Rasul was the first female Muslim senator. She was also one of the first women senators in Congress who served for 2 consecutive terms from 1987 to 1995. Her tenure in the Senate was marked by her earnest commitment to justice, equality, and the empowerment of every Filipino, particularly women, children, and the marginalized communities. She was the founder and chair of the Magbasa Kita Foundation, which focuses on literacy and education, especially in areas that need it most. One of the annual events in March that many of us, particularly the women senators, celebrate is March 8th as the National Women's Day in the Philippines. This is by virtue of a law, RA 6949, that Senator Rasul sponsored. This annual event has been instrumental over the decades in educating the public about the role of women in society and recognizing our valuable contribution despite discrimination and challenges that many women still face. Also, the younger generation might assume that women were always a part of the Philippine Military Academy, but I still remember a time that this was not the case. Before Republic Act number 7192, or Women in Development and Nations Building Act, became a law, there were no women in the Philippine Military Academy. This law was authored by Senator Nina Rasul. She not only promoted gender equality, but literally opened the doors of the Philippine Military Academy to women. She was an inspiration to me as a young and first-time senator. Through her work as a woman and as a mother, she broke down barriers for us women in public service. I extend my heartfelt condolences to her family, especially to my good friend Amina. May Senator Rasul rest in eternal peace, and may her memory continue to inspire us, where the rights of women and Filipino Muslims are upheld and equality for all is assured. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Pia. Your remarks are duly noted and entered into the records. Majority Floor Leader.
Mr. President, this representation reserved the right to speak last. Mr. President, I rise today with a deep sense of respect and gratitude to co-sponsor this resolution honoring the life and legacy of former Senator Santa Nina Rasul. The recent passing is a deep loss to our nation, but her contributions will continue to inspire our people. Her advocacy for women's rights was further cemented with the passage of Republic Act 6949, declaring March 8 as a National Women's Day, highlighting her commitment to elevating women's role in society. Senator Rasul's dedication to education and literacy was evident throughout her career. We've heard several statements about her beginnings as a public school teacher to founding the Magbasa Kita Foundation, which empowered countless Filipinos in marginalized communities. Her efforts in peace talks underscored her commitment to achieving lasting peace in Mindanao. Her life's work as a public servant, educator, and peace advocate serves as a lasting inspiration, particularly for women and minorities, to overcome challenges and engage in nation building. Today, we extend our deepest condolences to the family of Senator Rasul. Her legacy will forever be etched in our hearts and in our nation's history. Thank you, Mr. President.
Noted and entered into the records. Majority Leader.
Mr. President, there being no other member who wishes to interpolate or propose amendments to the measure, I move that we adopt proposed Senate Resolution 1244, taking into consideration proposed Senate Resolution 1246, subject to style. I so move, Mr. President.
Is there any objection? Hearing none, proposed Senate Resolution number 1244, taking into account proposed Senate Resolution number 1246, is hereby adopted and adopted unanimously by the senators here present.
Mr.
Majority
President,
Leader.
with the permission of the body, I move that all present members be made co-authors of the resolution together with Senator Cynthia Villar, who would want to have her speech inserted into records. I so move, Mr. President.
Noted and entered into the records.
1 minute suspension, Mr. President.
Chair declares a minute suspension and would like to invite the family of the late Nina Rasul to kindly join us in the restroom as we give you a copy of the resolution that we passed. Session is suspended.